So in John chapter 1 and verse 19, we see that the religious leaders of Jerusalem sent out some priests and Levites to John the Baptist, who was out in the wilderness, to ask him who he was. Now, he answered who he was, but before he answered who he was, he first told them who he was. And he said there in verse 20, in John chapter 1, he confessed and denied, but confessed, I am not the Christ. In verse 21, and they asked him, what then, art thou Elias? And he said to them, I am not. Art thou the prophet? And he answered, no. So John the Baptist knew who he was. And he wasn't the Christ, he wasn't Elias, which is Elijah, and he wasn't the prophet. And so he understood fully who he was. And now that's important for us to understand, because a lot of people are operating in areas that they shouldn't be, and wearing hats that they shouldn't be, and doing things that they shouldn't be, things that God has not called them to do. And sometimes we put on so many hats that it just absolutely overwhelms us and we become discouraged. Not only do we need to know who we are and what God has called us to do, we also need to understand who we're not and what God has not called us to do.